Some more mailbag items have arrived, so let's chuck these in. One of these I think is quite important. It's for a device I'm working on, if it is what I think it is. Hate using raw knife anyway. Right, okay. This is a display which is already concerning because brand new display VFD for a 3458A. I'm just looking at all these pins. Are the pins intact? This one's very bent. Hopefully it doesn't snap off when I put it back. Okay, brand new display 3458A, unused. The reason I've got this is because I've got a 3458A and it's got some issues, and one of those things, the display's a bit dim, so it's still usable, so I'm not going to replace it yet, but I wanted a display for it, so when it is getting so bad that I can't put up with it anymore, I can replace it. Yeah, I'm not sure about the packaging on this being wonderful, but obviously that bit there is a bit you need to really be worried about on the end. Don't want to break that bit. Okay, so that's what it is. 3458A display. That was not cheap, that's like $300 New Zealand, something like that. Yeah, the varying prices. Hopefully it actually works okay. Let's see what this is. Alright, relays. Relays. So, I did a video, oh look at the state of that. Doesn't alright, just that one's bent. Hopefully it'll bend back okay. That's concerning. Right, I think it'll probably, come on, focus. So, American Zettler relays. Now these aren't exactly the right ones. This is AZ431-17200. Now the original ones have got slightly different numbers. It's like 205 I think it was from memory, or was it 203? I can't remember. But these are for the Fluke 5450A resistance calibrator. And I think that last number is to do with the contact types. So the rest of it should be the same. It's got the same resistance here. So it should be basically a drop-in. The fact that's wonky there as well is also concerning, is it? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. They're supposed to be new old stock. Are they? I don't know. You can see the scratches on those pins. No, I can't see any scratches. So these could well be new old stock. These haven't been made for a very long time, and they're very rare, and which is why I had to compromise a little bit about the what I believe is the contact type. Now, if you know where to get the data sheet for this relay, let me know, because I've only found one so far, and it doesn't actually apply to this relay properly. It doesn't tell you properly about what the contacts are and that sort of stuff. It doesn't tell you the configurations, so it's not ideal. I'm pretty sure they'll work, but trying to find relays for that unit is tricky. Now it's only one of the types it's got in there. It's got another type, smaller pinouts. Was it the 421? I think it was 420, 421. I can't remember. I've done videos about it anyway. A couple of videos. I did one recently. Spares for that. I think I'm going to need them. Now this came from a company I haven't used before. I don't know if it's okay or not. I really have no idea. But I'm so a guy used them when he was trying to repair his 3458A, and so I thought I'll give them a go because I need to repair my 3458A. So this is what I got: some EL2018CN, obsolete parts, not made anymore. They had some. Took a little while to get them. I think it's like 2 weeks or so before they shipped them. Maybe it's a week. I can't remember. Over a week before they shipped them. I think it might be closer to 2. So I've got 4 of those in there. Hopefully they're real. I'm sorry, I used some of these and they seem to work for him. So yeah, they have some. EL2252CN. Got 2 in there. Can't really see them, but they're surface mount devices. And there's some more in this one as well, which I also can't see. Right, exactly the same things. These are the basically double. This is a comparator, right? So this is like double surface mount capacitors. So if you can't get these anymore, you can substitute with these on a adapter board, kind of, right? So that's what Keysight do in their newer meters, well, when they're doing repairs to meters. So yeah, so I've got a 3458A and it's given me some trouble. A3 board has failed on it, unfortunately. I was hoping it wouldn't be the case, but it has. The first thing I try is putting some sockets on that board and fitting some of these in and see if by some miracle that fixes it. I doubt it, but you never know, might get lucky. Got some more mailbag items here, so let's open these up. Rip it open, rip it. So much tape. Right, we've got some input filters. Tom. Okay, the cat's here. He's very pleased to be out of the cage. His leg's finally well enough to be out of the cage. Yes. So I actually purchased these because I've got a project which I need to use one of these filters for, and I really hope it's actually going to fit. I did buy filters before, like a while ago. Do you think I can find them? I've no idea where they are. I just can't find them. I've been looking through my storage stuff and I have to use a real knife for this. Right, so I've got a few different ones. I've got ones with like a switch built into it, a fuse. I've got another one with just a fuse in it. I've got two of these, was it? Two or three of these, which are the same type. I'll have to get them all out. In fact, I'll do that now. That's an awful lot of plastic just for this. Yeah, anyway, it's like triple layers of plastic. It's got like a inner cellophane, then with the bubble wrap, then inside the bag. Anyway, ridiculous. So we've got three of these type, which are all the same. Better double check they're all the same. I think they are. Actually, they've got slightly different markings. What's the difference between these? Oh, that's right, a 10 amp and 6 amp. So these two are 6 amp ones. I think this is a 10 amp. Yeah, that's a 10 amp one. I'm not quite sure exactly what the differences are, but yeah, got two 6 amps, one 10 amp. This is more expensive. I guess it's got heavier wires in it. I don't know. I've got these ones here. That's a 6 amp, and that's also a 6 amp. So there's one with built-in fuse and one with a fuse and a switch. This is the type I'd most commonly use. That's why I've got three of them. But then also got 6 amp and 10 amp. I usually don't expect myself to use a 10 amp. 6 amp is usually plenty because when I'm doing test gear, the stuff doesn't use much power, right? So if I'm replacing a cable socket or putting a socket on because it's got a hardwired cable, then it would be 6 amps I'm putting in most of the time. But I've got these other ones in case I've got different options needed. So you never quite know what you're going to use. But this is going onto a multimeter, which I just purchased, which has a very old line filter on it, which I need to replace before it blows up. Right. Well, this is a bunch of roll pin IC sockets. Now, fortunately, because I didn't pack them particularly well, the very end one has got bent pins. Focus. Tom, you're not helping. Tom, leave the camera alone. Come on. So it's got bent pins on here. Go away. So yes, those pins are bent. Hopefully I'll just straighten those out, snapping them off. I think the others might be alright because they were stacked. Well, these ones are jammed in. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We go. I'll check them all out. See if they all seem to be okay. These are relatively cheap ones. These are just nickeled or something. You can get gold plate ones as well. I do actually have some gold ones, but for general purpose stuff, some of these would be nice. Now these are just better quality than the ones which you got like the single wipe or dual wipe contacts, which are much cheaper. But these give a much more positive connection. So depending on what you're doing, the other style's okay if it's not too critical. But if you're doing something like a RAM connection, you know, SRAM or something like that, where you must not lose power, you need to use one of these just to be absolutely sure. Well, I was able to strap the pins up, they didn't snap off, so I guess that's alright.